Welcome back to the grid for race 2. I've got my coat on, the wind has picked up, the clouds are coming in. It's been declared a dry race. That doesn't mean it's going to stay a dry race. It could easily rain. Two of the really fast men, Barry James and Andy Peach, retired in race 1. They're right at the back of the grid, so watch them, they've got a lot to do. Scott Lorry, he had overheating problems. Maybe he can get a better start. He certainly got a terrific start last time. Can he hold it? But it's really all about the battle at the front here. Tim Reeves, pretty keen, I would think, to get a win here at Snetterton. Tim Reeves and Greg Clues, they'll be up for it this time. The Birchells, well, supreme in the first race here today. Is it going to be another top step of the podium for them? 26 miles to go. It's going to be a good one. Well, you can bet that Tim Reeves has got his mind set on victory this time. Will not want a couple of defeats. He'll want to do something about it. Reeves then, and the Birchells. Oh, bogging down again off the line. Tim Reeves went backwards, so much so that he was almost caught by young Ben Bygrave in his identical livery. The Sloanes at the back. Sloane Racing outfit, the blue outfit right at the back, bringing up the rear then, but a great lead from the lights. Scott Lorry, James Neve, ahead of Roger Lovelock, Rick Lawrence. They're making the break while they can. Tim Reeves has catapulted himself into third position. It wasn't a particularly good start by the Birchells. They're vying for fourth at the moment. But look at this, up the inside then. Ben Holland pushing hard there. Ben Holland, Lee Watson showed his nose. Sloane's at the back, the number 62 outfit. Again, everybody very closely bunched here. Right in the middle of the pack, young Steve Kershaw. Reeves up to second. Ben Holland going with him, still ahead of the Birchells. Right down, but carving through. Barry James on the number 3 Santander Salt. Red outfit, John Clark, Stuart Graham. They're coming thick and fast. Almost too fast, Roger, for my brain to comprehend.
Certainly for mine there. But it was nice to see Ben Holland have a little dig at Timmy there. He's certainly got his confidence up, and he's having another look at Roger Lovelock. He's certainly coming on leaps and bounds, Ben Holland. Definitely.
Good to see them. We've banged on so long about the young guys coming into the sport. Well, we've got some terrific young talent on the horizon, possibly for next season. Never mind what's in this race. So this is really becoming a popular sport now with the youngsters. Look at that then. Roger Lovelock off the line. Just Tim Reeves, I don't know, the Paget's Honda was slow off the line. Whether the rear tyre didn't hook up or the engine bogged down, I've no idea. But it makes hard work for the former world champion. He's in second place though, chasing down Scott Lorry and James Neve, who appear to certainly have overcome their overheating problems. They've got to maintain the consistency. They've been found wanting a little bit in that area, do you think?
I think it's, you know, Scott's, you know, he's still not young at the sport, but he's not been out certainly as long as Timmy. And to be at the front of a race like this, it's quite intimidating. You know, you've got to be calm about it, and I think he gets a bit excited. In fact, I know he does. He was telling me in the paddock, it's one of the things that worries him, the fact that he can't calm down when he's out in the front. But he's doing right at the moment.
Well, Roger Lovelock, number 49 on the green outfit, they're doing really well. They're pushing hard. They're staying with Tim Reeves, and that's the best possible thing you can do. The Birchells through on the inside of Ben Holland. John Clark, Ben Bygrave, Phil Bell, side by side. Steve Kershaw in the blue outfit there. Gordon Shand in the yellow. I'll pick them off as fast as I can, but this is the battle for the top 3. Third place then, number 49. Looking back, I don't know who we've got behind him, but it's gonna be Ben and Tom Birchall, I suspect. Are they anywhere in sight? Their bike is very, very quick, but we're on board now with the third place outfit. Still, Tim Reeves nibbling away at the back end of Scott Lorry. And Scott Lorry doing a great job here, holding his ground, isn't he?
It just shows nobody can actually get away now, you know. To be holding out a world champion, or at least staying in front of him. I don't think he's even holding out. I just don't think Timmy can get past him that easy anymore, you know. It's a great ride by Scott.
Well, we've seen investment in these outfits, Roger, and everybody now realises that the engine's got to be spot on, everything's got to be quick. They're beautifully turned out. There's no expense spared where it's at all possible to spend the money to keep these outfits in tip-top condition. And if you're going to run at the front, you have to have your bike in tip-top condition. But we're now seeing the Paget's Honda in the hands of Tim Reeves and Greg Clues, pushing hard the Suzuki of Scott Lorry and James Neve. Probably the best ambassador from north of the border. Scott Lorry certainly has come to prominence in the 2011 season. And all that travelling every week, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles to contest this champ. They're just not getting strung out, are they?
Yeah, Roger Lovelock's back with Timmy. It's it's a great ride by him. Just so as I don't whether we've mentioned it, but these guys are all on basically standard engines now, albeit Suzuki, Yamaha or Honda. So they are more or less all the same power output. Slight variances, but basically all standard engines.
Well, number 3 at the back of the picture there, Barry James and James Wynne, having started along with Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson at the back of the grid. We're looking now from the outfit of Ben Bygrave and Callum Lawson. They're closing on the back of what looks like Phil Bell and Ashley Hawes. It is indeed. This John Lawson-sponsored yellow outfit is very quick, but Phil Bell, a master craftsman, left his brakes off just a little bit later and ran in deeper in the corner, retained the place. This the battle then, still in the lead, Scott Lorry, James Neve. Tim Reeves very well aware that the whole field bunching up behind him, and even more aware that the Birchells, he won't necessarily know they're in 4th, but he'll know they are there or thereabouts. So he needs to get past Scott Lorry and get some distance between himself and the chasing pack. Roger Lovelock now on 49. Not letting him get away. Look how close they are. Round the outside of Ben Holland comes Barry James then on the red outfit. He's got the slipstream covered. He's out of the slipstream. Look at the front 4. Birchall's then trying to get past Roger Lovelock. This is the 4th place outfit. The red bike, the Mitchells of Mansfield sponsored bike you're looking at. Still the race leader with Tim Reeves climbing all over him. Tim Reeves similarly afflicted by Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence. So it's a terrific race at the front. You could get them all in the back of a transit, this lot. They are so close. Well, a big marquee anyway, never mind a transit.
I think it's quite amazing in one race. You've got the Birchells have pulled out that lead, and now...
Sorry, Roger. We've got a new leader up the inside. Tim Reeves then scything through on the inside. You're quite right, though. I concur with you completely. 4th place now.
Well, he's gone.
For Barry James. The Birchells have gone.
Yeah,
Where have the Birchells gone? They're out of the running.
Obviously got a problem. But Barry James is absolutely flying from the back of the grid to 4th.
There we have it. Hand in the air. Ben and Tom Birchall slipping down the order. Andy Peach on the inside of the Birchells. There they go, fading into the horizon in the background. They're out of the running. They've got a mechanical problem, elevating Andy Peach and everybody else up one place. That's done Barry James and Jamie Wynne a huge favour. They've done very well, but retired in the first race, of course. Quick here in qualifying. Desperately need some points after the fiasco at Knock Hill. The handout from Tom Birchall, that's a shame for them. You know, they won the sprint race on Saturday. They won the first big race here on race day. Ian Drone, Ryan Anderson on the Mick Robson racing bike, and he races that outfit in fairness, in memory of Mick Robson, who's his long-time friend and sponsor for a while, so great credit to Ian. But into pit lane then come the Birchells. Their race is over. 25 points will not be in their pocket for this race. It'll be 0. There's your race leader. He's got past the battle though. Now for 3rd, up to 3rd goes number 3. 3 on the bike, 3 in the race. Barry James in a podium place. He needed that, we all know that. But it's going to be 25 points for Tim Reeves and Greg Clues, unless some other misfortune befalls them. And it's not unheard of, let's face it. We've seen him in a bit of trouble this year.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be pleased to get clear of Scott, but whether he can pull away now, you know, we'll have to wait and see. But certainly Barry James is flying. Obviously determined to make some amends this weekend. But just to make a point, Bear, the prize funding on this is over the 3 races. So the Birchells that's really done them some damage in terms of the prize funding.
Oh dear, so it's going to be a smaller cheque then handed over to the Birchells. So that's a good point. So it's got to be aggregate to earn the big money, I think is the point you're making, Roger.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, win 2 and then not finish is Barry James just flew through us there. Flew past Scott Lorry.
Barry James
Crazy.
up to second, Scott Lorry in third. Roger Lovelock still in fourth, still there, still just watching. But remember, the outfit in second place came from the back of the grid. So when I spoke to him earlier, we talked about the speed. He's certainly got the speed. One of the young men who will feature prominently in years to come in sidecar racing, Barry James, absolutely no shadow of a doubt about that. He's got the speed, he is a star of the future. These guys are stars of the past, the present and the future. Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence, they're always there. I know I keep saying it, but what a terrific performance they put out every single time. Scott Lorry and James Neave ahead of them. He's closing so quickly on the back of that, running in on the brakes. Scott Lorry tentative, to say the least.
I think Scott must have a problem really to come from where he did, and he's dropping back, and he's obviously slow into the corners. I'm not sure what the problem is, but certainly Barry's catching Timmy.
He is up to third. Lovelock then third place. We've got third place, so definitely Scott Lorry has got some sort of a problem. There's your race leader. Tim Reeves, Greg Clues, number 77. Second place, Barry James, Jamie Wynn, number 3. Third place, Roger Lovelock, Rick Lawrence. Fourth and fifth, Ben Holland. Oh, puff of something. That was the sidecar wheel of Roger Lovelock out there on the grass. I would have thought we'd have seen dust here, but in fairness, there's a strong breeze blowing. It dries out very quickly.
Yeah, and it's not unknown, I have to say, to some of these riders, particularly the top runners, maybe at Grand Prix level, to put a chair in the rough stuff to kick some stones up. So it does happen.
Through on the inside, Ben Holland, Lee Watson, passing Scott Lorry, James Neave, who are now slipping backwards, having led the race for so many laps, so many miles. They're slipping back down the order. Now they find themselves in fifth place. You're looking at the fourth place crew, Ben Holland, Lee Watson. You just see there how the passenger moves, and I just have to emphasize how athletic these passengers are and what it takes to work at this rate. I always find, Roger, that cameras are deceptively difficult when it comes to actual racing speed. It's 3 times as quick as it looks when you're out there.
And these passengers are, these changeovers left to right are hard work, you know, and I think there's 2 here now, 3 is it? Not sure. This is a new circuit, I've not ridden it, so it's hard work, be assured.
Well, I studied my circuit map long and hard before we got into this round, but certainly it's a lot to remember. 2.97 miles. Andy Peach, number 4. Phil Bell, Ashley Hawes, number 8. They did definitely have brake problems in race 1. They told me that. Brakes binding on. It looks as though the brake problem has reared its head again. The last thing you want around here is your brakes binding on. You need every inch, every ounce of horsepower that you can extract from these 1000cc Suzuki in the main, a sprinkling of Yamaha and a couple of Hondas. The Kawasaki sadly hasn't made an appearance since the first round at Brands Hatch. Oiling problems keeping him out of the running. Hopefully we'll see the Edwards boys back with the Kawasaki, but there's your race leader. Number 77, Tim Reeves on the Paget's Honda. Very well turned out. He's been around a long time. He knows the game. There was a glance over the shoulder there as they start the last lap and a finger in the air. He knows Barry James is closing him down. Now, this begs the question, is it too late? It's a long way round there, but he's got to pull back something like 2 seconds, I suspect, Roger.
I think he's probably near a 1, but I doubt very much whether Barry can reel him in. Even if he can, you know, getting past Timmy on the last laps, no mean feat for anybody.
Well, having ridden through the field, of course, he's probably a spent force because it's hard work when you're fighting from the back. He's certainly been putting in incredibly quick lap times.
He's not giving up.
He's not giving up. He's keeping the hammer down. They're really as close as they've been now, and he can see. Greg Clues looking a little bit anxious on the sprint through here into Hamilton. Still a long way to go. Halfway around the last lap. Sidecar wheel kicking up a bit of dust, just as Roger Body pointed out. Was that contrived or was he just cutting the corner? Third place, Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence. What an immense ride they've had, and an equally good ride. Ben Holland and Lee Watson just hanging on there. Bygrave too is pulling up into 5th place, so great stuff for them. Down into the chicane for the last time. I think Tim Reeves has got the measure of Barry James. Yeah, the gap hasn't come down anymore. A wave of the hand again from Greg Clues. He senses they've got this one. Round Coram they go, the wind just rippling the back of his leathers, a nice cooling breeze, I suspect, going down the nape of his neck and down into his back, because believe you me, that will be hot work out there. The customary glance over the shoulder, he does it every lap, but he knows he's got it, the checkered flag ahead, and that's it, a 1-2 then. Tim Reeves, second in the first race, made no mistake this time, the Birchells expired. Barry James, a phenomenal feat to come from the back of the grid. Everyone applauding. The marshals know just how much these guys have ridden to get these results confirmed then. Fantastic win for Reeves and Clues, 25 points for them. James and Wynne, what can I say? Lovelock and Lawrence, they'll be thrilled. Holland, Laurie and Neve, Bygrave and Lawson recovered well to 6th. Clark, more points. Peach, 8th from the back of the grid. Drone and Anderson picked up some points there in 13th place, and the Sloanes as well, they got a point. Roger Lovelock, Rick Lawrence, I'm tempted to say you can't teach this old dog any new tricks, but in your words, you're here again, aren't you?
Oh, I suppose, yeah, these tricks keep coming back, yeah. No, good race. 2 or 3 laps in, we thought, yeah, we could be on for a third here, or possibly even a second, but not the way it panned out. Didn't expect Barry to be up there, but yeah, thought that Ben was going to come storming past at some time or another. And very surprised that we were sort of keeping with Tim to start with, but no, excellent race. We had a bit of a chop and change with tyres to start off with. We put an old hard compound one on, and it worked really well. So extremely pleased with the result. Yeah.
Well, it's a fantastic result, and you know, Roger mentioned Barry coming past. He was on a mission, wasn't he?
He was on a mission. I saw that. I saw a red bike, and I thought it was honestly thought it was Birchall's coming through. And I take a second look and thought, crikey, he is on a mission. He's coming through, and he shut us down, closed us up quite quickly, really, and then went on by. I mean, but I say we were chuffed with that. You know, it was a good old ding dong at the start with Scott and Reevesy and us, and you know, and then Ben Holland as well, riding well again. You know, it must have been good on the TV, so that's good for us.
Barry James, Jamie Wynne, I'm speechless, you're breathless, from the back of the grid, second, and it was getting closer, wasn't it?
You're getting closer towards the end, but last to second, that's good enough. It's rounded off a really bad weekend, to be fair.
You did a terrific amount of work in the early stages of the race, and you had to really, didn't you?
Yeah, it was all or nothing, really. Gear linkage broke in the second race and put us on the back, so I had to try for that one.
Jamie, was it harder work or was it really flowing nicely?
Yeah, definitely flowing nicely. It actually makes the race much more enjoyable when you know, passing people, and like passengers do, we wave at each other, and you know, it was fantastic. I didn't expect that, maybe 5th or 6th or something like that, but over the moon.
Certainly the confidence is back now, mate, with a bang, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's hopefully bodes well for Cadwell. I like Cadwell, so fingers crossed.
Tim Reeves, Greg Clues, fantastic victory. You needed that, in fairness, but I mean, you fought a bit for the first few laps, then you were away.
Yeah, it was a good race, wasn't it? It was got a bit of a useless start yet again, and Scott was riding really well. It's just good again for the class. There's another bloke that's at the front. Yeah, I had to push to pass him, to be fair, and he's riding really good. So yeah, quite enjoyed it.
Greg, this circuit, we've spoken before. You obviously like it here, but it's a fast one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very fast circuit. But we need to find a solution for have a better feeling with the bike. But I enjoy this race. It's a good race.
2 good races actually, and the Birchells are going well. They had a mechanical problem. You're dashing now to get an aeroplane to go home. What's next for you, Tim?
We're off on Tuesday night to Saxony for the next round of the World Championship. So bike's really strong now. We've thanks to Honda and Clive Paget from Paget's Motorcycles, we've found some bits and bobs that's made the bike really good and strong, and it's as strong as everyone else's now. So I can't wait to get in the next round of the World Championship and hopefully try and get back up the front of that. And just a big thanks to everyone who's helping us with H&S Contractors and Haith and Morris Lubricants, and without them we wouldn't be here, and it's yeah, it's really good.
We're going to see it at Cadwell?
Hope so.
So do I.
Thanks a lot.
Well, Cadwell kicks off effectively the second half of the season, and you can see the massive lead that Reeves and Clues have. Get down to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. How close do you want it? Barry James, 97 points. So, you know, he could be runner-up in this championship if he doesn't win it. The points pretty well distributed all the way down. Gary Horspole's still there on 23. I'd like to see him earn a few more, still lacking a bit of confidence, but he'll get there, trust me. It needs to be said that the final round at Mondello Park carries double points, so are these guys sandbagging? Well, an outstanding second race here at Snetterton saw Tim Reeves, Greg Clues on the top of the podium. A wonderful result for Barry James. What a weekend it's been. Round 5 comes from Cadwell Park, the 13th and the 14th of August. I'll be there. I hope you will. See you then. Bye-bye.